Hey guys, so this is part 2 of removing the oil pan on the Wagoneer. It is not fun compared to the 5.9 liter that I have in my Grand Cherokee. That one is a lot easier. Apparently AMC decided to make this the most pain in the ass job possible when you're on the ground doing this. So you have to remove the starter, which is right here, and it has a 14 millimeter and a 15 millimeter bolt holding it. So I guess AMC was like, haha, we're gonna make you switch your sockets when you take the starter off. Okay, well, I mean, that sucks. And then you got 13 millimeter bolts holding the inspection cover. So we're like having to change sockets for multiple things, which is retarded. And then the oil pan has 13 millimeter bolts in the back and the front, and then 11 around the sides, which is also kind of weird to me anyway. So now we have to fight the exhaust, which we've had to do for the last 30 minutes because there's a bolt down there, which I finally got off. There's no way to get a wrench or socket in there. You have to have one of those little swivel heads. Same with one of the bolts back here, because this Y pipe they decided to put directly underneath the oil pan, which is the dumbest thing I've ever seen. So now we can hopefully get that inspection cover off. Here's half of it. What a pain in the ass. Here comes the oil pan. Let me put the camera down. Maybe you guys can see it better like that. It's really hard to do this one-handed. What am I fighting now? There we go. I have to fight the exhaust and all that stuff just to somehow get this stupid thing off. Now I have to fight the axle. Oh, God, what a nightmare. I mean, I have the Jeep jacked up. The axle is dropped. Does it need to drop more? Oh, man. This stupid exhaust pipe, I swear to God. No, I don't think my axle can drop anymore. The wheels are in the air, so how am I supposed to get the axle off? Maybe I need to turn it somehow. Let me put the phone down. I don't know if you guys can see that. Hopefully you can. Twist the oil pan around. Oh, man, what a nightmare. There we go. Oil pan is off. That's going to be fun getting it back on. And this gasket, I've taken this oil pan off a few years ago. And the gasket is already brittle. I mean, why is it plastic already, basically? It shouldn't be like that. I mean, it's already flaking apart. It's a Felpro gasket, too. Huh. Junk. So there's the engine. I don't know if you guys can see all of that. There's the engine underneath. If my camera will focus. This engine has 150,000 miles. I mean, I'm not an expert with engines. It looks okay. Last time I took this thing off, the pickup tube was completely clogged almost, though. from the original gasket that was on the engine, which also turned to rock, just like this one, and basically broke off on the inside of the engine bay, or inside of the oil pan, and got stuck in the pickup tube and blocked like, I want to say 70% of the oil pickup tube. So let me see if I can zoom in here on some stuff. I can't tell if that looks like a crack. What is that? Oh, it's so hard to hold the camera and the light doing all this stuff. Let me zoom in more on that. Is that a crack or is that just dirt? You know, the funny thing is this engine was dirtier when I first took the oil pan off. You can actually see the constant filling of oil, of fresh oil, has actually cleaned it. That's not a crack. It's actually just the dirt that has been cleaned up from the constant oil changes, because everything is kind of shiny now. Nothing is broken. Let's check inside the oil pan. There's a piece of something right here. I think that's just silicone. Yeah, it's nothing metal, it's just silicone. So here's an interesting thing I just now noticed. What is this? What are these two sticking up? It almost looks like they broke up. Is that to hold the baffle? Can someone explain to me why that is sticking up like that? Is that normal? I don't know. So I'm going to be posting this video on the Jeep forum so more people can see this, because I doubt any of my subscribers know what's going on. I guess the camera was upside down. Sorry about that, guys. So, I mean, that doesn't look normal to me. It looks like these lips are supposed to be down, not sticking up like that. The inside of the pan's pretty clean, though. You can see there's nothing in here. It's actually really clean, so nothing has gotten dirty since I last took it off. All we had was a piece of silicone, probably from the lips over here on the pan. This two-piece gasket is stuck up here, or three-piece gasket. It is kind of crappy, though, when you think about it, how this Felpro gasket just turned into rock. This is partially why I don't like using these gaskets. I think I'm going to be using silicone, like RTV. This, like, cork gasket just turns into rock. And it's not very fun I don't think it... I don't know, I just don't like it. So, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Here's the back of the engine. And everything definitely got cleaner since the constant oil changes I've had to do. It's not as gunky as it used to be. So there's the where the rear main seal is. It's on this bearing cap right here. That one with the two big bolts. So I have to pop that off, and the lower seal is on the bearing cap, and the upper seal is obviously where the cap pops off. So all I have as far as room goes is like, I mean, I do have 12 inches, I guess. It looks like about a foot. worth of room to work with. So I'm going to try to get the thing off without cutting the exhaust pipe, because I really don't want to create more work for myself.